Starting from the foundation up is nothing new for New Orleans residents. And in the wake of Tuesday's devastating tornado, they'll need all the help that they can get. The colorful floats, the people, and the fun throws are all what makes Mardi Gras an enjoyable experience. But just 2 years ago, a double homicide happened on this very parade route. And here at the 4th annual King Cake Festival, you'll be able to vote for your favorite. The city officially kicked off the carnival season with a fantastic celebration of King's Day. The mayor kicked off the season in true New Orleans style. Katie Steiner takes us there.
Yes, he needed a little help, but he didn't need to be cute like a dog.
Jaronette Whitaker, the mother of 25-year-old Armand Brown, cries out after her son, who she says dealt with mental illness, was gunned down by police at his home in the 300 block of Webster Street in Kenner, Louisiana.
Another officer deployed a taser and it didn't stop him, and when he got to 3 feet from one of our officers, one of our SWAT members shot him.
Investigators say Brown barricaded himself in his home with 2 kitchen knives, but after multiple failed attempts to get him to cooperate, police fired 3 shots, killing him.
When they pushed that dope, they had the opportunity to take the ladder and knock his leg from underneath him. But to just kill my child for no apparent reason because he had an illness.
Kenner Police Chief Michael Glaser says this isn't the first time officers have been called out to the Kenner home.
Since January of 2015, we've responded to this address 22 times in reference to various complaints. And that's not counting the ones in the neighborhood where he's walking the streets. And everyone said he has mental issues and he's off his medication.
But Brown's family says that's no excuse to shoot their son.
They just tore him up. He didn't do nothing. 140 pounds. What are he going to do to them people?
In Kenner, Whitney Patterson, Eyewitness News. The excitement of the Mardi Gras season fills the hearts of many parade goers almost as fast as security fills the streets of New Orleans during this busy and potentially dangerous time of the year.
I pretty much seen police on every corner.
Everywhere you look, there's a cop car right there, there's 3 right there, there's 3 right there.
The colorful floats, the people, and the fun throws are all what makes Mardi Gras an enjoyable experience. But just 2 years ago, a double homicide happened on this very parade route. An argument led to 2 men being shot and killed on the St. Charles parade route. Those men were 21-year-old Peter Dabney and 22-year-old Ivan Williams. Terry Whittington from West Monroe remembers that deadly shooting clearly because she was there to witness it.
I think a gentleman shot 2 people and both of them died, and we were about 2 blocks up the way when that happened.
The violence that occurs on the streets of New Orleans is something that won't go away overnight. But small things such as more lights and an increase of watchful eyes could possibly aid in preventing the violence that hinders the peace in this city. On St. Charles, I'm Whitney Patterson, Eyewitness News. Cars pile the downtown area as people get off from work. But the stress and long hours sometimes still aren't enough, especially when people are living paycheck to paycheck.
It's just not, it doesn't add up. It's like you have the bare minimum just to get, where you need to be or to pay your bills.
That's why Khadijah Griffin supports Governor John Bel Edwards' push for boosting the state's minimum wage.
I'm from California, and right now they're finna raise it to 15, so I'm a server, so out here, so it's like we really need that.
Governor Edwards wants lawmakers to raise the minimum wage to $8.50 over a 2-year period. The United Way of Southeast Louisiana agrees, saying too many people are living close to the poverty line.
Try living off of $957 a month, and we have a lot of families that are doing that.
The United Way found 42% of households in Louisiana could not afford basic needs like housing, childcare, food, healthcare, and transportation.
They're one crisis away, just one crisis away from falling back into poverty. How can I help you today, sir?
Alvia Gillis, owner of McCarty's Chicken and Fixin', says the minimum wage proposal will hurt her business in the long run.
Although the minimum wage level may go up, the skill sets of the individual coming to me will not increase.
But what will increase, she says, would be the amount her customers pay at the counter.
Many customers that are also being paid minimum wage.
Whether you agree wages should go up or remain the same, lawmakers will have the final say. In New Orleans, Whitney Patterson, Eyewitness News.
Live from the French Quarter, this is Eyewitness News.
Good evening, I'm Whitney Patterson. Lots of tourists will be in town for the Jazz Fest and the Zurich Classic, and no doubt they'll want to hit some of the local favorite hotspots. A new article in Vogue magazine names those sites, but some of them have locals puzzled, including Meg Farris.
The Vogue online article reads, "Beyond the French Quarter, experiencing New Orleans like a local." So we decided to put it to the test. Of course, we had all heard of the icons like Commander's Palace, but not only did this lifelong local reporter who got the assignment never hear of many of the neighborhood places on the list, but neither did some of the locals we stopped.
I have never heard of them. Been here my whole life, 20 years, and I have never heard of none of this on this list.
That list, I'm not familiar with all of them. I haven't even heard of them, so I'm surprised.
Then finally, a local with knowledge of his Nolan neighborhood niches.
Parkway Tavern, the hotel, the Spotted Cat, a few others. I've heard of a lot of them because we in and about New Orleans. We go on Frenchman Street. We hardly ever go on Bourbon. That's not our style.
But to be honest, it took more recent locals who moved here years after Katrina from Texas and New Hampshire to show up all of us long-timers.
Bacchanals on Poland and Charters, country clubs on Louisa, and between Royal and Charters. City Park, we're in City Park right now. Three Muses on Frenchman, Spotted Cat.
Just moved to St. Claude. St. Claude and St. Roch. Hi-ho, right on St. Claude.
Yeah, St. Claude and Marigny Street.
Pesh, John Besh in the CBD. Seaworthy, we just went there for oysters in the CBD.
And,
it's in a church. It's in this big cathedral.
Now, N7, you know, when you cross the tracks from St. Claude and you make a left on Montague.
Time to get out and experience NOLA culture, more like a new local. Meg Farris, Eyewitness News.
Check this out. Last week during a fishing trip, a Lafayette teenager managed to reel in an 835-pound bluefin tuna, earning him some major bragging rights. 14-year-old Caleb Richardson caught the fish off the Louisiana coast. Reeling the massive fish was no easy task. It took him about 45 minutes to finish the job. That's all for us tonight at 6. Thank you for watching and have a great night.